Hi everyone, this is Marina and this is your monthly forecast for Capricorn for March 2017. The beginning of the month is really important because we have a very rare event, astrological event happening right now. On the 3rd of March, the transit Venus is stationary and becomes retrograde. This is something that happens once in around 2 years or even more. So as you can see, this is something which is affecting us in a more specific way. And it is very interesting actually to go back to the previous periods when Venus was retrograde. And it has happened in December 2013 and January 2014 for the last time. So if you can remember what has been important for you, how you have felt, what you have been through, this is actually very indicative for the possible events that might happen for you right now, especially how you can feel, what can be your emotional state. It is even more interesting to go back to March and April 2009, because this was the last time when we had Venus in the same sign, retrograde in Aries again, like it is right now. This is a very strong indication that something similar can happen to you. 8 years ago, this is actually the cycle of the retrograde Venus. This is the period when Venus is retrograde in the same sign each and every single time. So this is the beginning of a new 8-year cycle for all of us. But you can also go back to that period, see how it has influenced you, the relationships that you have had, the communication with others, with partners, love, romantic relationships, marriage, and everything which represents Venus. It is really possible that something which has happened then can be important for you right now. Venus is retrograde in your 4th house. Aries for you falls in 4th house. It is mostly affecting the area of home, communication with family, with children, with parents, with all kinds of relatives. So it is a great time to connect with your family members, to have a big family meeting where you can meet with relatives that you haven't contacted for a long time, and emotionally this can be actually very intense for you. 4th house is also related with our roots, our history, the people who have lived before us. So this is a time when you can be more interesting to find out something about the history of your family, some details, some information, something which might even have been secret for you. Now you can reveal this. So this is generally a time when you can reassess the past, your attitude to your family, to your home, to the country where you have been born. Also for people who have immigrated or living away from their home place, this can be a time when you can return to your home, when you can meet with people that you haven't met for a long time. And emotionally, this is going to affect you very strong. After that, on the 10th, we have Mars entering Taurus. For you, it falls in your 5th house. Mars is related with lots of passion, lots of desire, to take some impulsive actions, to take risks, to be initiative. And 5th house is about romantic relationships, about our hobbies, entertainment, children. So you may feel an impulse to be more active regarding this area of your life. You may decide to spend more time with your children, for example, to have some activities together with them, to do something, to be really active. For example, sports are great because they are associated with Mars. So practicing some kind of sports with your children is great right now. Also, you may experience some interesting and positive emotions. Some people can fall in love. and even if that's your case, probably you won't be patient. You will want to, reveal your feelings immediately, even take certain risks. But with Mars in Taurus, we need to be patient. So try to be more rational. Try to do what's practical, what's beneficial for you. Don't waste your energy, because Mars in Earth signs, and especially in Taurus, is not related with, really strong physical energy. It is strong in some way, but, not so fast, and you can accumulate it so fast. So don't waste it. Be rational and be grounded regarding everything that you are doing. After that, on the 12th, we have a full moon in Virgo and Pisces on the 23rd degree, and for you it falls in 9th and 3rd house. Please check if you have cusps of houses or another personal planets which are close to this degree, 23 degrees in Virgo Pisces. In this case, the influence is stronger for you. But if you don't have the full moon in these houses, is affecting mostly the area of education for you, the area of traveling, information, how you are planning your things. Third house is about the small steps, the everyday life, being present. And ninth house is about the future, our long-term perspective, how we see things in the future. So the full moon actually requires from us to find the balance. There can be a conflict between these two areas of our life, and we may feel confused. There can be some kind of conflict that we may need to solve, or choice that we may need to make. And this is the time when you can actually realize something. You can have a clearer idea about the situation, especially affecting these areas of your life. Also, you can separate with something which is no longer working for you, like a plan that you have made but hasn't worked, so just leave it right now. Or a future goal that you have had but it didn't work, so now you can leave it, you can quit from that. This is the beneficial time when we can, set free from something. And try to focus mainly on this area, 3rd, 9th house, education, our worldview, your attitude to things also. After that, on the 13th, we have Mercury entering Aries and your 4th house. So Mercury, the planet of communication, suggests that you may need to have more contacts with your family. You can connect with your family members, you can have some conversations, you may want to share more of your thoughts with them. You can be also more initiative regarding this communication, because Aries is the sign when you take the first step, when you are the leading person, you take the decision, you make the step, and it affects the area of 4th house. You can also take decisions, have some new ideas what to do with your home, even probably how to change something, or taking all kinds of decisions related with 4th house, with family and property and so on. After that, on the 20th, we have also the Sun entering Aries. The Sun in 4th house is very often related with the need or the desire to spend more time at home, to focus more on something which is more private, some activities that you are doing while you're alone, isolated in some way. It's usually not a depressive state, not a depressive kind of isolation, but just you need some kind of privacy, we can say it that way. You just need some kind of privacy, your personal space during this time. You can enjoy spending time with your family members, children, parents, and so on. After that, also on the 27th, we have a new moon, again in Aries on the 8th degree. So please check if you have personal planets or cusps of houses close to this degree, because the new moon is going to have a stronger influence. Otherwise, if you don't have, it is also affecting you, but not so strongly. And generally, this is related with family, with home, with some kind of property issues. We still have Venus retrograde, so even if the new moon is great for starting something new, with Venus retrograde, this is not the most beneficial time. You can start something because the new moon gives lots of energy and focus, but the best situation is if it is something related with your past, if it's something that you have started before and left it for some reason, or you have postponed it, and now you can go back to that experiences, to that plans, to these people, and everything which has been important for you. And the new moon can give a lot of energy to go in this direction, for example, to also to return to a place where you have lived before, to family members, relatives, your history, your roots. So generally the month is, the first half of the month actually until the 20th, it's more about communication, lots of contacts, conversations with people, a lot of intellectual work, which is third house. And after that, after the 20th, it's more about, some kind of private activities, something more associated with home, with your personal space. So this was the general overview of March for you. Thank you very much for listening, and see you next month.